Hi folks, my name is Tom Prescott. The reason I'm on this video today is to let you know about myself and who I am, where I've been at, and hopefully I can be of inspiration and help to many of you that are out there. Um, my life has been no different than many others. I've had my twists and turns in my life, my setbacks, and also my accomplishments. I've made good decisions and bad decisions. I've had to suffer the consequences or reap the rewards for any decision that I have made. I have not avoided anything. On certain circumstances, I've actually evaded the inevitable pain in some cases, thanks to the fact that I was indeed a veteran. Um, I've served this nation from 1978 to 1984. I was off the coast of in the Persian Gulf when they had the hostages in Iran in 1980. Um, let's see, I worked for the state from 87 to 2006. Um, I worked as a clerk typist, eligibility worker, accounting tech. I've worked as a case manager as well um, throughout the 19 years that I worked there. While I was there, I noticed some problems there within management and problems within employees and ganging up on different people. I became involved with the union over there, American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees. I was part of Local 3185 and 3183. 3183, I was there until I switched back over to DES, and when I got to Department of Economic Security, or DES, um, I switched over to 3185. I rose up the ranks from executive board member to vice president and then president. I reinstituted a lot of things that had stopped, including the newsletters and also coalition building with a group called Preserving Arizona Families Coalition, or otherwise known as PAFCO, the Yellow Button people, as they're affectionately known over the legislature. Uh, I've also did a TV show for the union. It was called Not Just Another Social Club. Um, and in 2006, the locals were all merged. I felt this decision was illegal and it went against the Constitution because the members were not consulted and the decision was made up by the board members impromptu. And I was the last holdout and I eventually gave in as I got tired of fighting. There's a lot of bickering, a lot of backstabbing going on at ASME, control of power, improper what do you call it? Wrongful termination of our executive director from ASME itself. And like I said, politics is hell, and this one I did not like or appreciate, and I said I would never ever get into politics again. I left the state in 2006 with the idea that I was going to get into real estate and make big money. I was going to pull out my retirement, and that was going to be um, a perfect life for the rest of my life. Somehow things didn't turn out that way. In 2004, I separated from my wife and my son. Actually, from my wife, moved out. 2005, I got divorced, and 2006 I left state service. 2007, I became homeless. I spent close to about a year at U.S. Vets in South Phoenix. I spent a year up in Prescott at the domiciliary up there, working on me. And then I went over to back here to Phoenix, and I got a job as an apartment manager. Couldn't bring up the numbers fast enough. I worked there for about a year. Cleared out all the traffic that was going on that they disapproved of, and we could not bring up the numbers quick enough. So they let me go. And I once again found myself homeless again. Um, I did not know what to do. One of the organizations that was out there was Madison Street Veterans Association. I strongly recommend them to anybody that you know that is a veteran that is becoming homeless or is about to become homeless. They're an excellent organization, and they have helped me out immensely. Um, I had many battles with the losses and the struggles of my life, many battles with the Almighty, many battles within choices within myself as to which faith I was going to follow. Was I going to follow Christianity, Wicca, or none at all? My anger and hostility towards God, um, eventually I had to deal with. There was a big barrier that was blocking me all around, a big cancer. And once I got to deal with that, I went back to the roots of my childhood. I went back to Catholic Church. Um, it wasn't what I initially had hoped to do many years ago. I had maintained a life of being Protestant, and being Catholic was something different. But it was something that I grew up with as a child. My mom had me go through First Holy Communion, and then she pulled us out when I was a child, so I never quite got finished with it. Um, while I was at Madison Street Veterans Association, I started attending St. Mary's. I thought I would get lost in the church and nobody would find me, and I would escape any type of people trying to get me to be active, so I could just bypass everything. Well, it didn't work out that way. Eventually, I got involved with RCIA. I got my, I got, I did my confirmation, and eventually I decided to join up with the Knights of Columbus. I'm a third degree knight. Um, just one level more to go, which um, that would be a fourth degree knight, but I have to wait about 6 months, and there's a lot more work that needs to be done in the process. I'm also got politically active. Again, my anger towards the union and my anger towards the people within my subordinates and my peers, um, they that had to go by the wayside. Um, Madison Street Veterans Association was in need of somebody to do the advocating, the lobbying, and also a lot of the eligibility work to help these guys. Um, I was the only one with the abilities, the training, and the experience. And also knowing too that if whatever I know, that if I don't do it, I'm going to be held accountable. So that's what I did. Is I got involved within within Madison Street Veterans Association. I got uh, signed on as their designated lobbyist. I'd knocked on doors over the Capitol to try to arrange for tours of our facility. Some of you on my Facebook page have actually come out to visit the place. Some of you have an invite. I mean, everybody's invited down to MSVA to visit Manor House. Um, let's see, what else now? I think they make these cigarettes fireproof. You know that? You have to keep on lighting because they always go out. If you don't puff on them all the time, they just extinguish themselves. I don't know if the tobacco's too green or what. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Um, I got involved with a lot of stuff. I went to school. I tried to better my education. I tried to, go to meetings and try to work on with 12-step programs through Al-Anon, and we're trying to improve my quality of life for me, what I could do for me, and learn from other people what they're doing so I could do it better, not better than them, but better than what I had been doing it. Um, I got involved with Greg Stanton for Mayor campaign. That's been a blessing in itself. I like being a part of it and knowing that I'm supporting a candidate that I believe in, supporting a candidate that I feel has the best qualifications for the position there. And as a result, um, I have also, you know, become a legislative district precinct committeeman for Fern District. It's not a very big district, but um, it's still mine, and it's what I've got to work with, and I'm still learning the ropes and what I need to do. So maybe some of you out there might see me at some of the functions because a lot of us got similar interests. Um, I'm out there to advocate for veterans, both homeless and not homeless, to improve their quality of life, to ensure that veterans homelessness is become a thing of the past and will never ever exist again. I've also got another bone to grind, an axe to grind, with organizations out there that have tried to uproot democratic principles and tried to exploit um, the need for greed and have tried to corrupt the system that was already corrupted even more. Um, and one of those groups is known as American Legislative Exchange Council. Just from the surface of looking at them, and just in my opinion, from what I've read, what I've learned from people that I've talked to, is that the organization has subverted the lobbying process. They've also they don't have to register when they go to these meetings. These lobbyists get together and they do it. I'm a lobbyist also, but I don't have any money to give out, and I'm representing a 501c3. But I still have my own life, and I still have my own choices to make, and my decisions, partisan candidate or otherwise. That's on me. That's not on the organization, and nor do I reflect that when I have that hat on. The other thing that I would like to say is that some of the candidates out there are not very good. I like the fact that the unions fought back in Wisconsin. I think that we need more of that. And whether you're Republican or Democrat, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you listen to the people. Now, if you go ahead and try to violate the Constitution, which was done, and the last election, or no, last election, this is back in the assault weapons ban. I think it was 1990. We went ahead and I protested. I protested a lot of different candidates' office that were in office, and I did not like the fact that they went ahead and violated the First Amendment rights, or the Second Amendment rights. I'm sorry. The Second Amendment is not about hunting and fishing. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's not about the National Guard. It's a guarantee to the citizens of this country that politicians will not violate their civil rights, their privacy, and the right to possessions and the right to live their lives in the way that they choose without that is not in violation of the law. So when that happened, a lot of people switched from being longtime Democrats to longtime Republicans. Now this issue with the budget and everything else and the activities of the Tea Party has alienated most of this nation, and they're out after blood. Unfortunately, the Tea Party is a little bit disturbed in the fact that they think that the tax increases that people are talking about or want to do, they think that it's going to apply to their $15 or less an hour job. And, guys, get real, okay? When I was making $18 an hour, which isn't much, when I was making that, they were taking out 30% deductions. 30, 44%. It was a nice chunk of change for me, but it's not going to affect the cost of an F-14, F-18. It's not going to buy a whole bunch of stuff. It's just going to be, what do you call it, your portion that you're paying. Yeah, maybe they could have decreased the amount, but where are they going to get the rest of it from? My idea is that you increase the taxes on the upper income class. Give them the deductions, or not deductions, the credits, tax credits, for investing back in the economy, for purchase of certain